So I spoke yesterday about trying to implement these daily habits into the run of my day to kind of maybe break up the monotony of the day and the idea of being home all day every day. And it's a nice way to get a little bit of structure back into a totally different routine where you don't have the office to go to break up your day anymore. You kind of gotta do something to keep your mind sharp and mind moving, I think. And I've been trying to break it up a little bit more and have my day more structured. Actually, this week I want to bring back in more of a morning routine. I've been a little lazy as far as what time I was waking up. I was letting my body do its own thing and wake up whenever it wants to, but I've come to the conclusion that my body doesn't have a clue what it wants. So I gotta take the reins back from that and start setting a time every morning to make sure that I get up in the morning at a certain time and get this day started on that routine. So that's what I'm going to implement this week and try and really get that structure. So actually one of the very first things I do is I get up in the morning and I'd straighten up a little bit around the place, just so the place is neat and ready to go, just throw in a load of laundry, empty the dishwasher, things like that. And then for the rest of the day, none of that is getting in my way. So I could just make my way through the rest of the day. But then, this is one habit that I kind of regret, but I go down to the basement, I find a reason, bring the recyclables back, take the garbage out, but all the way down the stairs, and then I have to climb all the way back up again. I don't take the elevator, so I got 13 flights of stairs that I have to go back up to get back up. Actually, I'm only on the 10th floor, but I go all the way to the top. So that's been a morning routine that I've been bringing in, is really getting the blood moving. And I'm not so happy with that habit, but I'm happy when it's done. So that tells me a little something to keep it going. But it's really hard to get out and actually do it. But so far so good. But then I come in and make my coffee. And after I got my coffee, then I take a few minutes to relax and sit back and watch the news. Don't necessarily watch mainstream news, but I like to watch the reruns of late night comedy bits on the news, and that keeps me up to date pretty good on world affairs. But on top of all that, I'm also trying to keep the mind sharp. And a few things that I've been doing for that, I've been practicing my Finnish. I made it wasn't that funny, but I made a little video about trying to read some Finnish, and I've been doing that, trying to do that, a little bit of that every day, and really, get the mind moving. Also bringing in more practicing the violin. I can't play anything per se, but it's nice to at least tune it and practice some of the bowing and hear the tunes and run through a few scales and things like that. So that's kind of nice, and that's good for the old noggin anyways. I've been trying to bring back in more of my meditation and Tai Chi, Qigong. I haven't done that really in the last 9-10 years a lot at all. Actually, I couldn't even remember the moves for Tai Chi. I had to look them up, and I'm way out of practice. But even just a daily meditation, it's enough to relax you, and that's also good for your immune system and keeping you sharp. Because the stress, if you got too much stress, then that can knock down your immune system, where your body's working against itself there. Every morning I try and do some form of cardio, whether it just be go for a walk or maybe go for a run, do some interval training. If it's not nice out, I've done sprints going up and down the steps in the building, or find on YouTube. There's any number of different exercises you could do on what do you call them, the different cardio videos that you could find on YouTube. There's tons of them. I did the 1980s classic Buns of Steel. I did that the other day. It was really hard not to laugh. But some of the costumes. Some of the gym gear and the fashions of the 80s were, it's interesting, but it was a hard workout still. You know, it definitely got the old hip flexors working. Feel a little bit more nimble and could move around a little bit. Like the other day, I went to I had a basket of laundry and I was leaving the laundry room, but the light switch was still on, so I just kicked up my foot and turned the light off with my foot, and it didn't really register with me at first, but then I stopped and said, what did I just do? You know, I didn't even fall over. So that was a little bit freaky. And then in the evening, I'll mix it up and I'll do a little bit of body weight exercises, and been setting a few personal goals to meet with these exercises. That's been a little bit of a side goal for me, to make sure that I stay active as well when I'm here. I don't want to become stagnant, and I don't want to become lazy and just eating and sitting for weeks on end until this is all over. So this week what I'm going to do is I'm building a bit of a checklist here. So for every day that I do one of these things, I'm going to make the list of them, and I don't expect to do all of them every single day, but the days that I do them, I want to check them off, and then at the end of the week, couple weeks, then I could look back and find out, you know, which ones I have been doing regularly, and you know, and what's the result been, and maybe some that I really want to do, I haven't been doing enough, so I know I had to pick it up a little bit more. But then maybe there's some that you know, I know I'm just not going to do it every single day, so why do I even try? Maybe once a week. That's what I want to start putting in place this week, and make this checklist and start keeping that. And then at the end of the weekend of a couple weeks, I want to look back on it and find out what we got and see how it went. But it's been a fun week putting all this together, and bringing some of these things back into my day has been a lot of. I've been enjoying it. It's really taken away any monotony of this quarantine lifestyle that we've been experiencing. I hope some of these new habits I'll be able to continue to carry on with me, because they are all things that I kind of wanted in my life in the first place. So it's nice to be bringing them back to the foreground again, and we'll see how they hold up as we progress over the next few weeks and months. We all just got to hang in there.